Welcome back to the Retro Cartoon Dude Show. Today we watched Rainbow Brite, Episode 1, entitled The Beginning of Rainbow Land, Part 1, from 1984. And Rainbow Brite is a show about a little girl with a big head and her adventures to restore light to the world with the help of her weird friends and her rainbow powers. And so many characters in this show look like, pretty much every character looks like a rejected McDonald's Land character. like they were trying to be a chicken nugget or something. They just couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
I'm Chris, and I'm a fan of the show. I'm 75% of the way a fan, I would say. I have some hang-ups.
What's the 25% that's holding you back from just going all in?
I'll let you know when we get there.
All right, we'll get there.
Yeah. And you are Connor.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm Connor. I would say that I'm 95% in on this show.
Oh, shit. I'm wondering about that 5%.
I'll tell you. It's a big 5% named Twink.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's jump into talking about some of the characters in this. We got the titular Rainbow Brite, which according to Wikipedia, I mean, her real name is Wisp, I guess, but eventually she gets renamed to Rainbow Brite throughout the series, so we're just going to refer to her as that.
Okay.
She is a little doll-etic blonde girl with giant eyes and a colorful dress, and the only thing bigger than her heart is her fucking head.
She's got a huge head.
Huge melon on her.
That's a double XL head.
She has the power of rainbows and is very focused on her quest. And she doesn't care how many of her friends die in the process. The quest is all that matters. And then we got Twink. That's her friend in the show named Twink.
Boo! This is where we insert the booing.
But he's not a skinny young gay man. He's a white fuzzball creature. He's like a dust mite or something. And he is scared shitless. He doesn't like being in the show or being on the adventure.
That makes two of us. I don't like him being in the show either. Fuck.
But he feels a strong sense of allegiance to Rainbow Brite for some reason.
Yeah, they hit it off instantly. They're best friends as soon as they meet. It's lovely.
She's like, I'm going to go do dangerous shit. And he's like, well, I don't want to do that, but I guess I'm coming with you.
I'd give my fucking life for you, Rainbow Brite.
Okay, so do you want to get into why you don't like Twink? Or that's your 5%? That's the only 5% you don't like of this show. Wow.
He plays a big role, so maybe I should have said more like maybe 80%, like an 80-20 split, because he's like pretty heavily featured. It's mostly his voice, I have to say. Oh, okay. He has maybe the
he's got
worst.
Like a baby voice, right?
He's got a stupid baby voice, and it's probably the worst voice in any show that we've covered, in my opinion.
Really? He's just a little twink. How's he supposed to sound?
He's not supposed to sound like that. That's all I know. Some of these line reads not a fan.
Okay, interesting. He didn't bother me because he's just a cute little guy.
Have you ever seen that tweet that's like, if I ever saw Yoda in real life, I would make him hit a gravity bong and swing him around by his ankles?
What? No, I haven't.
That's what I was thinking the whole time with Twink.
You would make him hit a bong and swing him around? To what end? Why?
I don't know. It's funny.
Why would anyone do that to Yoda?
Probably the same reason. He's a little creep.
Oh, because he's too weird? You just want to swing him
like
around?
A weird little guy, yeah.
All right. Let him be. Oh, Yoda's an old man. You can't be swinging him around.
Keep him away from me. That's all I'm saying.
I like Yoda.
I like Yoda. I'm talking about Twink now. Yoda's.
Okay.
I'm going to keep. I shouldn't have brought up Yoda. I'm sorry. Yoda's cool. We don't have a problem with Yoda.
But you're saying there's like a whole group of people who can't handle Yoda out there on Twitter?
I don't know what they're out there somewhere.
Fuck.
Just be on the lookout.
And then we got Starlight, Rainbow Brite's horse, who comes in like towards the end of this episode, but I think it's a pretty important character in terms of this show. It's an egotistical talking horse. That seems to be its whole identity.
This horse is not humble.
Oh, no. The horse knows it fucking rocks.
Which is pretty funny for like a character, because horses really do kind of exude that
You're right,
attitude
yeah.
of like, I'm better than you. And this horse really speaks power to that.
This horse just comes in, huge horse cock swinging. Talked about how great he is, whatever he is. Any dialogue, it's just about how great he is.
So I like it. It's pretty funny.
I guess I'll say my 25% that ruined the show for me now before we get any deeper. It's fucking lurky and murky.
Oh, yeah.
The bad guys.
Pretty stupid.
They just were stupid. They were simply stupid.
The Two Stooges.
They're just two incompetent bad guys.
Yeah.
And they're like a comic relief characters. But because they're the only bad guys that we see, like that's the whole stakes kind of. So instantly there's zero stakes in this world that had so much potential for fucking cool bad guys.
You're right. Yeah. Like, are they the sort of the big bad villains of the show? Like, that's my assumption as well watching this episode, but I hope not, because you're right. Like, they can't fumble their way through these episodes.
I don't know for sure, but I think they are. I think they are the main bad guys that we're dealing with episode to episode, which is
pretty
unfortunate.
stupid, because you see so many, even in like this short episode, you see a lot of cool minor characters. Like, there's obviously so much creativity in this show that these two bozos, they can't be the best you've got in terms of a villain.
The monster designs just in the world are sick.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hell yeah. Okay, anything else people should know for context before we get too far into this episode?
No, I think that's about it.
Rainbow Brite exists. There's a twink and there's a big dick horse.
I have to say, the first thing obviously that you see is like the intro to the show, where they do that kind of intro where they just tell you exactly what's happening. There's exposition.
It's just an exposition dump. There's no song really, right? It's just exposition. It's
all exposition, and it's all about this like happy world that Rainbow Brite lives in and protects.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's color and there's magic, and she's a defender of this. And then the episode starts, and it's the most
it has
desolate.
Nothing to do with that.
It's the most desolate, sad, Dark Souls-esque fucking landscape. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I know this is the beginning, but I wasn't expecting this. I thought this was going to be a colorful, happy show.
Yeah. And if you look at the poster for the show, that's what it seems like it would be. But she is romping through this like dark 80s fantasy world in this episode. And yeah, the intro would have you believe some other shit is going on with like all sorts of rainbow colored people.
Like,
and everyone's dancing in the sunlight.
Forget about all that.
Yeah, I think that is what the show becomes like after episode 2.
Yeah, I assume.
Which is unfortunate, because this episode fucking rocks. And this world rocks. And this, I want to see this world. I don't want to see any fucking colorful kids dancing around. I'm not interested in that. I don't need any more twinks. Like, let's get some demons. Some more demons popping out of puddles and shit. What we see here. This is great.
This show is, at least this episode is kind of, I don't know if you remember when like Animal Crossing and Doom came out and people were making a lot of art that crossed over Isabelle from Animal Crossing with the Doom guy. And like they were just like, I don't know, they were putting them into scenarios together.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never played either of those things.
Everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know, you were there.
Yeah, you just do whatever you just said, and then you swing Yoda around by his ankles and rip a huge bong. This is just Internet 101.
Yeah, sorry, my brain's cooked.
I don't know. I don't play video games really, so except for Crash Bandicoot. That's my fucking boy.
All this was to say that this episode is basically like, the idea of making this art was that they were taking a character from a really cute, cozy game like Animal Crossing and putting her into like the Doom world. And it was like, look at these two characters who are meeting, and it's like very contrasting vibes. That's what this show feels like.
That's why I fucking liked this show. That's my 75% 5% of liking the show is like that contrast of this little fucking girl, like she's a doll basically wearing a rainbow overalls and shit. And her superpower is rainbow.
Exactly.
And she's in this demon world, like trying not to die. So sick. The aesthetic, I was like stoked on.
Yeah, I agree.
To find the show, like somebody commented on our Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs video on YouTube. We asked people for cartoon recommendations, and there's a lot of great ones. And I saw Rainbow Brite in there, and I was like, oh, I'll just check it out. Like I want to do a little bit of scoping it out before I commit to it, to make sure it's not like, you know, aged poorly and there's some like weird racist characters. like we don't want to cover something like that.
Yeah.
And I started watching it, and I just ended up watching like half of it, and I was like, holy fuck, this is sick.
Yeah, I agree.
It's awesome.
Hooked. Forgot to mention, though, that Wisp is very racist.
What?
I'm just kidding. She's not. She's cool. She's cool.
Racist against big-headed people. All those.
She's racist against her own kind.
The giant head community is really mad about her. Because she's voiced by a non-big-headed person.
That's fucked up. You can't do that.
All right, let's get into some of the production facts, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to call this segment. It's basically shit I copy and pasted from Wikipedia. So this episode premiered June 27th, 1984. It ran for 2 seasons, but there is only a total of 13 episodes, so some pretty short seasons, plus a 1985 movie.
Oh.
And the series was produced by Hallmark Cards.
This is a Hallmark show?
This is a Hallmark. Before they got into the Christmas specials, I guess, they were doing this shit.
That's insane.
They were like, we're good at birthday cards. What if we can do some crazy fantasy, like weird animation? That'd be cool.
They did a good job, but I'm not sure what Hallmark's doing here.
It's kind of weird. I didn't really know they made shows other than those terrible Christmas movies that are actually pretty good.
Yeah, Hallmark's about going back to your small hometown and bonding with a horse and banging an available man. It's not about whatever's going on here.
Well, there's like 70% of that shit you just said that happens in this. She gets a horse, right?
That's true. That's true. There was a Hallmark movie that was on TV last night. I'm sorry, I'm derailing, but it was about, I only caught a minute of it because it was just on the TV and I was in the kitchen, but it was about like a hockey player who has PTSD, and his agent is like forcing him to go to equine therapy because apparently it's the only way to deal with his mobility issues and PTSD.
And equine therapy is what?
It's like it's a horse ranch, and you go and you hang out with horses and you ride them to be better with your physical issues.
Oh
I don't know.
God.
I guess horses calm people down or something.
I would be freaked out. They seem dangerous. They could just kick you, and
they're dangerous and unpredictable.
Christopher Reeve got fucked by one, right? Like,
famously, yeah.
Shit. Okay, that's okay.
This guy's agent is like, you have to. He's holding up his phone. He's like, I'm going to cancel your contract unless you go to equine therapy.
Well, he probably gets a fucking bonus every time he sends a client there.
Anyway, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I don't know what the fuck's going on in these Hallmark movies.
And Rainbow Brite was licensed to Mattel for a range of dolls and other merchandise. Obviously, all the character designs are like so toyetic. It was probably reverse engineered from the toys, the show.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but I mean, probably.
It's like you said, like I really can picture you like pulling these out of like a McDonald's Happy Meal or something. Like they really seem like
it's just a fuzzy little guy. You could probably make him for 2 cents. Like he's just literally a ball with some fucking googly eyes on him. But on Wikipedia, it says there's a range of dolls and other merchandise. And then it says such as story and activity books, puzzles, costumes, jewelry, banks and suitcases, clothes, toys, games, dolls, child furniture, radios, child cosmetics, linens, towels. This goes on for a long time, this list. Lamps, vinyl records. There's like a million things they list. Bicycles. Lamps. And then at the end of their huge list, it says, and other merchandise. It's just like,
I think you covered it.
yeah. If you're going to list 1,000 things, just finish it off or like cut this list off after like 4 things.
Yeah. Lamps falls neatly into other merchandise.
Lamps is other merchandise. Lamps are not high on the fucking priority list here. And also the show was rebooted in 2014 for just 3 episodes. Not sure why. Didn't look too much into that. Looks like they updated the art style to be like pretty 2014 centric, which is not great, but
Yeah,
in
it doesn't sound necessary.
in my eyes, yeah. And on October 14th, 2024, it was announced a CGI animated series and theatrical film were in development. So
Worse?
I guess they are in development. Maybe, I don't know, it hasn't come yet, so. But
I would hope that it's still, we've really lost we're not doing like as much hand-drawn animation, obviously, in this day and age.
Almost
and it's a
none,
bummer because there's so much artistry there and it's kind of gone to the wayside. And I would hope that for a show like this, which is like really nicely hand-drawn, that they would try to, I don't know, maintain some of that style. There's a lot of talented 2D artists out there who like, I don't know.
Yeah. The animation in this episode from 1984, did I say? I think. Yeah. It looks great. This is not limited animation at all.
No.
This is a higher budget show. That's probably why there's less episodes, I guess, actually.
Because it costs more.
Yeah.
They had the budget of Hallmark behind them.
There's got a few greeting card writers to write a whole episode.
Maybe that's what's all those greeting card writers, they had to let off some steam. They're just tired of writing these pleasantries to people's aunts and moms and uncles, and they let some of the darkness out with this.
Yeah. All right, well, let's break down the plot of Rainbow Brite, Episode 1, entitled The Beginning of Rainbow Land, Part 1.
The beginning, Part 1.
The intro lets us know that Rainbow Brite exists, a little girl with the power of rainbows, and it's up to her to defeat all of the gloominess in the world. Also, there are like a million other characters, but 96% of them are not in this episode, so we're not going to worry about it. Yeah, we were talking about the intro. It's clearly a different show than what we're watching.
Yeah, it was pretty surprising when it actually started. None of that mattered anymore.
I guess the show gets there, unfortunately. There's color kids. There's a whole thing. I saw on Wikipedia, it's like the color kids are a whole thing. Yeah. They're all in charge of different colors, which I don't know what the fuck that means.
That sounds like a hard job.
You can't just be in charge of blue. Like, that's not a job.
Blue is my domain.
Yeah. If you need any blue business done, I'm your guy.
Don't fucking talk to me about green. Keep that green shit out of here. When you hear the power of rainbows, what do you think that means?
I mean, so in the episode we watched, it's, I guess, before she gets her rainbow power from the color belt, we find out. But, so we don't see what the power of rainbow is really, but that's something I didn't question until I was writing my notes and my plot summary. I was like, wait, what is the power of rainbow? That's not a superpower. That's just That's just a color spectrum.
It's a phenomenon.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful thing in the sky. It's not a superpower.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe. No, I have no guess. Actually, I don't know.
I would assume just shooting a rainbow at somebody and it kills them, like a rainbow light.
It's a gun. It's just a gun.
It's a very flamboyant gun. So the episode opens up on a dark, gloomy wasteland. Lightning strikes in the background as we pan across dead trees and jagged rocks. And this is when I was fucking all in. I was like, this setting rocks. It looks like post-apocalyptic Wile E. Coyote desert.
Yeah.
Rules.
Yeah.
We see a creepy fanged bird fly across the sad world and swoop past a cave. Inside the cave are little colorful characters, and they look like those fuzzy toilet seat covers from the 80s, but come to life. They are very cute, toyetic, brightly colored plush insect things called sprites. And they emerge from their cave and are excited to spot some flowers blooming on a nearby tree. The yellow sprite scales the tree, but the creepy bird returns. It swoops in, grabbing the whole branch of flowers off the tree and flying away. And the yellow sprite falls to the ground and cries.
What are these guys doing living in this cave?
I
They
mean,
have no business being anywhere around here. Look at them.
in this world?
Yeah.
I don't think they have many options. I mean, this is the world that's fucked.
But it's like, you know,
They
seem really out of place. It feels like this either happened recently or these guys are going to, the food chain's going to do its thing and these guys are going to go fucking extinct because they just don't look like they belong here at all.
Oh, yeah, they definitely don't belong here. I mean, they're so colorful and they're in this gray world. And you don't like Twink, but do you not like any of them or what's
As
up?
long as they keep their mouths shut, I don't mind looking at them. I just don't want to hear them. I don't have a problem with their character design necessarily, other than the fact that, like, yeah, a bird's gonna fucking spot you the second you come out of that cave because you're bright pink and you're living in a hellscape, a desolate hellscape. Like, you're a big walking target.
You're right. And a pink sprite approaches a puddle outside the cave for some reason and looks into it, smiling at their reflection. But a large, slack-jawed toad pops out of the puddle and scares the shit out of the sprite. And this toad looks truly fucked.
Yeah.
Pretty
Everything
awesome.
in this world looks fucked and wants...
The monsters are sick. Like,
yeah.
all of the creature designs are rad and fucking creepy and weird.
This is a very dangerous world, though. Every creature is, like, all grotesque and wants to possibly harm you. It's like living in Elden Ring or something.
They at least want to scare you. I mean, that frog was just waiting under the water to pop up like this for no reason.
What a sicko.
Next, over by an evil tower perched upon a menacing mountain, a white sprite, which is Twink, is running for its life from a beast. And the beast is essentially a giant 4-horned purple ram with red eyes. It looks insane and it's out for blood.
Yeah, the character design here is awesome. And that's what I like. Some of these characters are just, you know, on screen for a few seconds, but the amount of detail and like the creativity that they kind of inject into them is really neat. Makes it feel like its own world for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the poster and they read the premise and you're like, well, they're phoning it in to sell toys. And then seeing this ram in this demonic world building they're doing, it's like, oh, fuck yeah. Like somebody at Hallmark, I think Hallmark, they care. Put this in one of your Christmas movies. Like, get that ram in there. Like, somebody goes to their hometown and this guy's there.
They have to go to ram therapy to learn how to fall in love or whatever the fuck goes on in those movies.
Ram therapy. It's just, here's another layer of PTSD. Here's a demonic ram you have to outrun or else you will die. And that will make you realize that love is really all that matters. If you're about to die by a demonic ram, priorities get set straight pretty quick.
We've seen it time and time again.
So Twink trips on a rock as the ram stampedes towards him, and Twink scrambles to his weird feet and continues on with the ram right on his ass. Then we cut to a group of sprites cautiously traversing the wasteland, and a big blue ball appears in the sky and flies towards them, so they book it in fear. And the blue ball reaches the ground, and it turns into Rainbow Brite, our main character. And an ethereal voice asks, "Do you still want to save this world?" And Rainbow Brite, armed with her lunchbox, says, "Yes. It's even worse close up." So the ethereal voice says it's up to her to set this world free and bring color back to it, or whatever. And it tells her, first thing you gotta do is find the MacGuffin. It's a sphere, it's called the Sphere of Light. That's the important object that you need to save the world, and don't worry about what it does.
Perfect.
Sphere of Light.
Simple setup.
Then the creepy crow returns and squawks at Rainbow Brite. Brite asks the crow if he knows where the Sphere of Light is, But he's a demonic bird and can't do language, so he just charges at her, fangs first. But she dives out of the way and narrowly escapes with her life. And next, Rainbow Brite starts her journey, but very quickly finds herself standing on top of a massive millipede creature with a long pig snout and tons of eyes. And it tries to kill her, but she defeats it by hiding behind a tree, and it smashes itself into the tree.
Just in the first few minutes, they've already introduced some really cool character designs. Like, it's really going hard from the jump.
Yeah. Next, it's time to enter the haunted forest, where she is confronted by some freaky trees with faces. Rainbow Brite says, "Don't you want to be a beautiful tree with green leaves and stuff? I can do that for you if I save this world," which is pretty rude. To just assume that they don't like how they look and like they could be better. She's like, "Oh, you guys need some fucking like TLC. Like you guys are all de-leaved and look all dried up."
Mind your own business.
Mind your own business.
Triple XL headed baby.
Yeah, wouldn't
go back to your own world of big headed freaks.
Maybe they like being in this dark, scary world. They're scary trees. I mean, probably.
Yeah, they're thriving. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing fine.
In response to that rude remark that Rainbow Brite made to these trees about their appearance, all the trees grab at her and growl, and a little tree steals her lunchbox. And Rainbow Brite is like, "Fuck this," and runs out of the forest, but face plants into Twink. And Twink is like, "Sorry, but I'm literally in the middle of being chased by a nightmare goat ram thing, so I gotta fucking go." And he runs away. And then the ground rumbles as the giant purple four-horned nightmare goat charges. So Rainbow Brite runs for her life, following Twink and hiding behind a rock. And we see a close-up of the beast, and this is this week's cursed frame.
Yeah.
If you want to take a look at this frame, this week's cursed frame, there is a link in the description. And yeah, it's just like, the art it rules. It looks so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, this specific angle and drawing of this ram really stands out because it's just like so insane looking.
Yeah, just a crazy, and it only lasts for like a second or something.
It's a very quick shot.
It's very kinetic, like close up of this guy running, but his fucking jaws like unhinged, his tongue's hanging, flopping out of his mouth. He looks insane. He's got the same
pupils are dilated.
Yeah, he's got the same kind of insane look as in his eyes as like when we talked about the Yeti from Rudolph. Like his skew kind of eyes and his mouth just open. Like he looks like the only thought in his head is murder. Yeah.
He looks like something from like Spirited Away or some shit. Like it's almost like, I guess it's pretty anime inspired, right? The whole art of this show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Japanese animated. I guess I don't know for sure.
It
might have been.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, the art looks amazing throughout the show. So, and this frame is a fucking nightmare masterpiece.
Yeah.
Way to go, Rainbow Brite, Hallmark animators.
Beautiful. Another beautiful Hallmark classic.
And luckily, the beast runs right by our heroes. And Rainbow Brite asks, "He won't come back, will he?" And Twink says, "They never come back." And then, like a green snake camel thing races by. This guy's pretty cool, too. And Twink says, "They just keep coming. And they go to the castle. That's where the sphere of light is."
Perfect.
Perfect
we
exposition drop, Twink.
I was actually wondering.
So, Rainbow Brite wanted to go get that sweet sphere of light.
Look at her fucking head, sorry.
You mean the proportions?
Her eyes are on like opposite sides of her skull. She's like a chameleon.
Yeah, I mean, she had to have been reverse engineered from the toy that was already made.
Yeah.
Because she's literally a doll.
No way you can walk a straight line with your eyes set on your sides of your head like that.
So the two part ways, and Rainbow Brite makes her way towards the castle. Rainbow Brite is quickly bombarded by a bunch of bats, and then Twink returns to her and explains that if you go to the castle, you'll fucking die. And there is the evil one there. He's basically a god that can control reality, Twink explains, so it's not great. I would have loved to seen the evil one, but I'm not sure it's even a character in the show because there's no mention really of it on Wikipedia.
I can't believe we got stuck with these two dumbass villains who just
we're
are
gonna meet them
fumbling
soon.
their way.
And they suck. But Rainbow Brite is like, well, whatever. This is my quest. I don't care how dangerous it is. And she marches off towards the castle. And Twink decides to accompany her for some reason. And next, as the two new friends continue on, they reach a bridge over some lava. And the sound design for the lava pool, did you notice this?
No.
The lava is just making straight up fart sounds. Like, the sound designer was like, whoa, what does lava sound like? I guess like fucking diarrhea, I guess. Like, as they start crossing the bridge, lightning strikes it, removing a big chunk from the middle of the bridge. And Rainbow Brite does some acrobatics to cross it as Twink shakes his head and looks really bummed out. He does not want to be on this adventure.
I don't blame him.
Well, nobody's asked him to come. Like, what? He's like really shaking his head like, oh no, I shouldn't be here. Go home. Go back to your Twink cave and twink off. Twink summons the courage to acrobatic across the gap, barely making it and hanging onto the edge of the bridge for dear life, dangling above the farting lava. And Rainbow Brite just like stares at him for a few seconds as he's dangling above the lava.
She's like, fuck, his voice is pretty annoying. I could just let him go and no one would be any the wiser.
But she decides to pull him up. And next they enter some thick fog and lose track of each other. Rainbow Brite thinks she finds Twink and says, why is your hand so cold? But the fog passes and they see there is a frozen sprite. So the same race as Twink, but he's just been frozen. And there's lots of frozen sprites around.
Well, this is obviously the last place that this guy should be.
You're better off in the farting lavas.
I'm pretty sure every scene they draw her head a little bigger. I think they're trying to see if anyone will notice, but they're slowly scaling up her head. Because look at that. She's so top heavy. I don't even think she could stand up. Like,
by the ending credits, she's just fucking MODOK or whatever, or like Galactus. What's the Marvel character with the huge head?
MODOK, I think.
It's all head. Yeah, and he has these
He's
little
all
arms.
head.
Yeah.
That's pretty much her. She's 60% head.
So they see all these frozen sprites around, and Rainbow Brite, completely oblivious to the horrors around her, says, well, the evil castle dude can't be that evil if he has all these beautiful statues.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, Twink is like, yo, those aren't statues. Those are literally dead frozen bodies of sprites, which is my species.
How is she like wise and omniscient enough to know that she has to come to this planet to like make it better, but she can't recognize that there's some like evil going on here and that these aren't just beautiful statues?
But also when she first came here, there was a evil crow with vampire teeth flying right at her, and she was like, hi, do you know where the light sphere is or whatever?
Like, did you immediately forget where you were?
And then we see another sprite running around, and it gets struck by lightning, which turns it into a frozen sprite-sicle. And our heroes watch in horror as it slowly freezes from the bottom up. And Twink looks deeply traumatized. Rainbow Brite is like, yikes. Well, I'm gonna keep going. And she goes forward. And Twink just is blindly going along with her.
He's really in a self-imposed dilemma here. But at this point, there's no turning back. Like, he's already crossed some lava.
That's true.
He's kind of he's in for a penny and for a pound.
And I guess if the alternative is just like cowering in a cave and like you can't even look out of your cave without a fucking creepy frog jumping out at you.
Yeah, I can't imagine they live a good life.
It's a bad life. You might as well fucking risk it for the biscuit and go like into this frozen hellscape and try to get through it with some random alien girl who just showed up 2 seconds ago. Why not?
Why not?
And so the two run forward and narrowly dodge some lightning. And Rainbow Brite says, we got to keep moving. But Twink says, I can't. And we see he is slowly turning into a frozen Twinksicle from the feet up. And Rainbow Brite is like, Twink, You just gotta believe in yourself. That will stop the ice. And it works for some reason. Yay.
He's walking.
He's walking, but he's like, that's barely a walk. How would you describe that walk?
He's waddling.
He's waddling, that's it. Because his legs are completely frozen, so he's just like penguining back and forth.
Yeah.
Is that why penguins do that?
Because they're frozen.
Because they're frozen?
Yeah.
Shit. Next, they come across a beautiful frozen white horse, and Rainbow Brite is stoked. She thinks this horse is really dope, so she goes up to it, and the horse gets one look at Rainbow Brite and then is freed from the ice. So I guess just her coming into contact with him was enough for it to believe in itself.
If there's ever been a character who believes in itself, it's this horse. So
you're right.
This horse shouldn't even be frozen if that's the case.
The egotistical horse.
This horse should be on fire.
But then the cliff face that they're standing on collapses, and the horse slides down it to its death. And Rainbow Brite and Twink fall too, but luckily the horse survives somehow and catches our heroes.
There's so many cool frames, like, just in this show. Really
the
well.
Art is so well done.
Yeah.
The animation, we're usually covering limited animation where like characters are barely, especially if that character's talking, they don't move.
Yeah.
And this is like fully animated. It must be Japanese.
I was just thinking the same thing. Just watching this scene, I'm like, this is Japanese. Yeah.
But yeah, also this horse, he just fucking dropped like 100 feet down this mountain. And I think we see how he lands. Like he tumbles when he lands. He's rolling. But he just perks right back up and he's all right. And then he starts talking and he says, I'm Starlight, the most wonderful horse in the universe. That's all he's got to say. He's the most humble horse in the universe too. Yeah, I do love that as just a character choice. Is like, this horse is an egomaniac and that's all he's got to offer.
Yeah.
And Rainbow Brite feeds his ego. She's like, because she's just a little girl. And little girls love horses. She's like, yeah, you are the fucking best. Like, hell yeah, like you're a horse. That's so cool.
That's so sick.
So yeah, now the horse is a part of the gang. Our trio rides onward. Meanwhile, in the evil castle, we see some bad dudes. It's Lurky and Murky, the worst characters in the show according to me. and they're having a feast. I don't know which one's which one's Lurky and which one's Murky, but one of them is a brown grimace thing with a big nose, and the other's like a Smurf knight thing.
Similar to the sprites, I don't believe that these two would even survive in this world. I think that they'd walk outside and instantly get fucking killed by a bird or a ram. Like, they don't have the wherewithal to survive in this hellscape.
Yeah. And just for me, like, their character design is so uninspired compared to any other element of this show.
Yeah.
Like any other character in this show. They look like shit. There's like barely any design.
There's not much to say about them, yeah.
The one guy looks like a potato. So Murky and Lurky, they demand their dessert, and a sprite comes out carrying it on a large platter.
So the sprites are an enslaved people.
Yeah, I kind of liked seeing that because that like made it seem pretty serious.
Yeah, it tells us something.
But I would have liked if they just, I don't know, like the sprite comes out on a plate and they eat the sprite. I mean, I wanted these guys to be way eviler, I guess. I wanted to see some evil fucking dudes as the bad guys in this evil world. Like they don't make sense in this evil world. They don't. They make sense in a rainbow world.
They would be like, yeah, exactly. They would be the villains, sure, in like a nicer world, but these aren't the most evil guys. And if these are like the primary villains of the show, then you expect them to be the most evil guys in the world. And they're not. No. They're like one step down from the fucking Twink or whatever, yeah.
Then a demonic voice addresses the two weirdos, Lurky and Murky, as the room shakes. And the voice says that they need to kill Rainbow Brite before she reaches the castle. And back with our heroes, the horse is talking about how great he is, and also says that the only way to get into the castle, to get that first MacGuffin, the Sphere of Light, is to get a second MacGuffin first. It's called the Color Belt, and it's in the river. It's the evil No Return River. So, look out for that. Then the three heroes continue on as a robotic flower spies on them. And Lurky and Murky are watching their security camera flower feed, and they concoct a plan to deal with Rainbow Brite. And then they drive their weird car out into the wasteland. So the bad guys see our heroes from afar and start putting together some kind of machine to kill them, I guess. But they fuck it up and it explodes and causes an earthquake, which ends up unearthing the evil No Return River. Yay. And the water starts like spurting. So like Rainbow Brite and the gang are in like a valley or something, that like an old dried up river. And then when this earthquake happens, the water starts like spurting out of the ground and it's like becoming a river again. And also here, the sound design for the water coming out of the ground, it's also fart noises.
It's obvious. How else are you supposed to make liquid sounds? You know, it's obviously just farts.
When in doubt, as a sound designer, fart noises. Most things sound like a fart if you really think about it, I guess. It's crazy. And as the water starts filling the river, the gang decides to head to a bridge that's just a bit ahead so they can get a good lookout for the color belt.
It's a real needle in a haystack situation here. They have to find a belt in a river?
You can't find a belt in a river.
No. Especially not from a bridge.
You're right. You're right. What you're going to want to do is like just walk along the river and put your hand along the bottom and hopefully you find it.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
the three of you should hold hands, create a wall, and walk down the river, you know, with your feet kicking constantly, trying to get that little belt.
Go up to a bridge 100 feet above the river and just start squinting.
So Lurky and Murky are trying to sabotage this bridge before they get to it, but they fucking suck. And
they can't do one thing competently. It's too much. It's too much slapstick.
Yeah. That's because they're the main bad guys, at least in this episode, we know. And they're so incompetent, they could literally be edited out of the episode and nothing would change.
No.
Narratively for the heroes.
No. They're just fumbling.
They're just bonking each other in the head and fucking around. And it's like,
they might as well be playing fart noises while these guys are on screen.
And while our gang is riding through the slowly rising waters, something bites Twinkie, and it's a fucking piranha. There's a whole school of piranha that would love to eat them. And he punches one in the face?
Yeah.
Oh, it pops up. It is demonic looking. Also, sick. It's just like so sick looking.
Yeah, every creature in this show goes so hard.
Yeah. Looks demonic and insane. And it jumps at Twinkie. Oh, and Twinkie has had it with this fucking journey. He winds up a fucking right-handed jab and knocks it out.
Perfectly executed. Didn't know he had hands like that.
It. Hell yeah.
Maybe Twink's all right.
If he's knocking out piranhas, that's pretty cool. And there's so many demonic piranhas chasing them now through the water. Luckily, they just jump out of the water. They're like, okay, time to get out of here and go for the bridge. And then Twink and Starlight both say, listen, Rainbow Brite, I don't think it's a good idea to cross the bridge. We'll probably die. It looks pretty unsafe. But Rainbow Brite, sticking to her guns, is like, but it's my quest. I have to cross it. Fuck your quest, Rainbow Brite. This is not the first time in this show that she has put somebody else's life in danger because she just says she has to.
For a quest that none of us have any clue about. This is truly her private journey.
You mean the horse and Twink don't know what's going on?
I don't know what's going on. I still want to know what she's doing here. You know?
She needs the color belt to get the sphere of light.
Yeah. But what, this, like what you were saying about the trees, how she's just showing up. She's like, I can change you.
Oh,
like,
why? Yeah. Okay. Why anything?
Yeah, why anything?
Why come to this world and say, this world's all wrong. Yeah. I need to give it a makeover. And I have to do
who
that
are you to decide that?
Yeah.
Go back to where the fuck you came from.
Maybe this is like a fucking Tim Burton world and he loves being weird and creepy.
Yeah. The ecosystem here is working itself out. The sprites are going to get killed off.
Yeah.
I assume the ram is going to be crowned king or something at some point. You don't need to be interjecting here, Yeah. But, yeah.
You don't walk up to Tim Burton and say, let me put some blush on your cheeks. You're like, oh no, you look like a fucking wily-haired creep. That's perfect. You love it, don't you? And he does. Some people like being creeps. So the three heroes attempt to cross the bridge, but it immediately collapses, just like they thought it would.
Okay, our suspicions were correct.
The horse and Twink were literally like, that looks like it's really dangerous. And she's like, I don't care. I have a fucking quest to do. And then it immediately collapses and almost kills them all. She's a terrible leader. They collapse into the raging waters of the piranha-infested river and are carried downstream. And they're getting hit by tidal waves, and there's piranhas chomping towards them. And they all get separated from each other. And Rainbow Brite is about to get piranha to death. But luckily, she is scooped up by a fucking red Gyarados. And it carries her for a second and then pieces out. This thing is insane looking.
Yeah.
It's not really a red Gyarados.
Eye.
It's more of a
nightmare eel.
What'd you say about it?
Just that it has a crazy eye.
Yeah, it has rainbow eyes.
A lot of the creatures in this show have these like bulging sort of...
The lips?
No, the eyes.
Oh, the bulging eyes.
Like popping out of their heads, just like pointed in different directions. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. And his lips are, I'm not sure what's going on with his lips. His lips are in different sections. Like there's different bulbous parts of his lips.
He's had filler.
Oh, that's what it is.
He's gotten a little carried away with the cosmetic procedures.
And then Rainbow Brite finally starts to feel some responsibility and guilt, saying, I guess I killed that horse and that Twink guy, like, shit. And then she prays to the ethereal voice from the beginning of the show that dropped her off, saying, please, you sent me here, let me go home. So she just wants to leave now? After she's like, came into the world, saved nothing, and done a bit of damage? She's helped.
Get me the fuck out of here.
I accidentally killed 2 people. I shouldn't have signed up for this. This was a bad idea.
I'm in the no return river now. It's the last place I should be.
I thought I could come here and do some good, and I realized I was way in over my head.
I was way in over my huge fucking head.
I have literally left this place worse than I came in. This was not my intention. It's like if you volunteered a soup kitchen, but you give them food poisoning.
You also spill the soup everywhere and cause a huge mess, and you break everything. And you also kill a guy.
So then you just call your mom and you're like, pick me up. I shouldn't have been here.
I should have never come to the soup kitchen.
I wasn't ready. I still have so much to learn about soup before I do this.
I thought soup was about belief.
No, soup is about responsibility, Rainbow Brite. Luckily, her big head is keeping her afloat in this river. She is using her own head as become a flotation device.
I never thought about that. Yeah, she's so buoyant.
So she's prayed to the ethereal voice, and I guess it's answered because a tidal wave lifts her out of the water and puts her back on the land. And not 2 seconds later, she waltzes over and finds a baby. There's a baby on this, just laying on the rocks. And now she has found it, and it's her baby.
This came out of left field.
Not
the first thing you'd expect to find on the shore of the no return river.
And
in the rain.
Yeah. Her reaction is just like, oh, of course there's a fucking baby here.
Oh, baby.
Oh, I love it.
I love this baby.
I love it. This is my baby now. Then the horse and Twink climb out of the water and join her, and they all decide that they need to raise this baby, I guess. So, yeah. Everyone is just down for the responsibility of parenthood. So they find a cave and decide that it's a great baby cave. This is a perfect spot to raise a baby. They enter the dark, spooky cave as the baby starts crying, and they build a fire, and then Rainbow Brite finds the color belt on the ground of the cave and puts it on, and it gives her the power of the rainbow, whatever that means. This was such, it's lazy, right? The plot was her trying to find the color belt, and then she just sort of
the whole episode, she's making her way there inadvertently.
Yeah. And then she just sees it on the ground of this cave. Like, oops, I accidentally found it.
It's also not in the river where they said it was going to be. So.
Yeah.
By the way, who dyed that baby's hair?
The baby has colored hair?
Yeah, the baby's got pink hair.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Somebody did that. They had the baby, they dyed the baby's hair pink, and then they left it on a rock.
Oh, that's a TikTok mom for sure. She's like, I just wanted to make that's why I had the baby, to make this account. And then she realized how much responsibility was. She left it on the rocks. But yeah, it seems like the writers were just like, they forgot that the plot was she was supposed to find the color belt by the end of the episode. So they're like, oh, right. I guess it's just on the ground beside her and she picks it up. Episode done.
Yeah, they realized that they were at the 20-minute mark at this cave and they're like, well, we gotta fucking wrap this up. Just put the belt in there.
Yeah. She can either find it on the ground or the horse can shit it out. We can, I mean.
The baby should have been wearing the belt.
You're right. Okay. There should have been no baby. The baby is insane. I don't know if we've communicated that enough, how out of left field this baby comes. There should be no baby and it should have been a color belt.
Alternatively, there should have been no color belt and the baby should have been the MacGuffin.
Yeah, and she has to wear the baby as a belt.
She just hangs it like a carabiner on her belt. It's just dangling. Well, that's the color baby. It gives me my powers. I also have to feed it every 3 hours. And please be quiet because it's asleep.
Also, we're looking at the color belt right now. That's no rainbow on the buckle there. That's literally 3 colors.
It's insane that this show's called Rainbow Brite and the first rainbow they show us is no rainbow at all.
It's green, yellow, orange.
That's not Roy G. Biv.
And she raises her arm and light shoots out from her and makes the whole setting around the cave turn from a gloomy, dark world to a bright, sunshine place. Yay. So I guess that's the power of Rainbow, to just be able to do that. You can alter the weather and the lighting. It's really the only difference. And that's...
it's a pretty big difference.
Well, yeah, that is...
She did drastically change the landscape.
I mean, it improves the mood, the overall...
morale.
Yeah. And that's the end of episode 1 of Rainbow Brite.
I just want to shout out one line delivery from the horse that really made me laugh. I don't know it. Do you know which one?
I'm the horse, fuck yeah.
I love when he says that.
And then
he says it a lot.
And then he does a guitar solo.
4 or 5 times he's saying that in this episode. At one point he says, it's a good thing I'm so splendidly graceful. And that's like, when I heard that, I was like, I'm going to start saying that when I'm just out and about.
I mean, that's a great thing to say. Like, if you ever like trip and like almost fall, but you catch yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good thing I'm so splendidly graceful. All right. Next week, we are covering Pingu, this specific episode called Little Accidents.
I love Pingu.
Okay, great. Yeah, I
watched a lot of Pingu growing up.
Oh, me too.
Don't really remember it too much, to be honest, because I was pretty young, but I know that I watched a lot of Pingu growing up.
And this episode that we're going to cover is one of the most insane episodes of Pingu I've heard. Wow. So I'm very excited. It's called Little Accidents because Pingu cannot use the toilet properly, basically.
No. This whole episode is just about Pingu shitting bad?
He's trying to shit good and he can't. He's very bad at shitting.
All right, well, I can't wait to see what happens there.
It's going to be great. If you want to support the show, click subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. That would be dope. Okay, thanks for watching or listening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.